Hello everyone, welcome to Country Stitchers. We wanted to show off our newest, littlest country stitcher. And of course, McKenna came to visit us for a few minutes.
Hi.
This is Rhett Archer Bits. And McKenna, how are things going? He came early, a little early.
Yeah, he came 11 days early. I had to get induced for preeclampsia, so he's
Look,
look,
he's
he
waving.
waved.
Oh, what a good boy. So smart.
He was actually waving at me.
Yeah. He's like, hi Liz. Caesar behind the camera. Yeah, he came 11 days early. I was induced for preeclampsia. When he was born, he was 7 pounds, 5 ounces. He was born at he was 7 pounds, 6 ounces, born at 7:05 p.m. I always mix them up. And he was 21 inches long, born on April 15th.
Yep.
So I pushed for like an hour with Connor and a nurse, and then his head came out, and then the rest just flew on out. But yeah.
So overall, you had a really good experience.
Mm-hmm.
And she is a great mom.
Thanks.
And he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he's such a good baby. You really lucked out, I'll tell you what.
He is a good baby.
Yeah, he is a good baby. Yes.
He likes to chill.
He does.
He just wants to snuggle. He likes to be all curled up in a little ball.
Yeah, he does. And he's got beautiful blue eyes. We hope he keeps them.
Can you see them on there?
I don't know.
I don't want to get super close, but I wonder if you could see his eyes.
See,
I have brown eyes. My husband has.
Oh,
so cute.
He's like, he took it on cute.
He's like, here's the eyes.
That's how handsome you are. Yes.
My husband has light eyes. They're kind of like blue, and then on the outside, and then green and brown on the inside. So hopefully he just gets to the bit side. Or mom has light eyes too.
Blue eyes in our family, so I think.
Hopefully they stay
I
blue.
think
I always
so.
want, and he's very dark. Like his skin is very dark. If you look at him compared to my niece, his skin is just so dark. So we think he's gonna get really tan. My husband and I both get really tan in the summer too.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
But yeah, he is a good baby.
So Liz and I get to babysit for a few minutes. McKenna's going to go off to an appointment.
Yeah.
And then.
High blood pressure.
So, all right, thanks, babe, for sitting in. Say bye, Mama. I want to give her kisses.
Motherhood's already driving up your blood pressure.
Bye, Mama.
This is so I don't make sure I don't have high blood pressure.
That's right. That's right.
Make sure they fixed it.
Yes, that's right.
Make sure they fixed it.
There's Aunt Liz. Aunt Liz is back. So we are sitting in front of my montage. If you want to hold Rhett for a minute, I'll try to get that a little closer.
And
And
make sure you land over there on the left, where they can see all that work you did.
you scared me. I thought there was a stink bug on it again. Oh my gosh.
No, not something landed. I meant the camera land over that way, so they can see it.
All right. So we'll come in a little bit. Excuse me, Charlie. Coming through, buddy. That's a boy. All right. So, yes, I am working on this side over here, and I just finished some of the pieces of this pattern, and it is Whispered by the Wind cross stitch design, and it's called Country Kitchen. I love antiques, so I love that antique stove and the table next to it, and the towel rack, just everything. I changed up some of the placement and everything like that, but I had so much fun. I'm just gonna bring you a little closer if you don't mind, so.
Want me to slide this?
Nope, it's good, I think. So I did the antique stove, and on the stove I decided to put the pie over here, the jar of jam, and the bowl. I stuck a wooden spoon in the bowl, and then some of the berries are
Did you do French knots or stitches?
I just did stitches with those. Some of the berries are peeking out over the bowl. I stitched the welcome sign. I thought that was so cute. And then I moved the shelf kind of over the stove a little bit because of how much space I had here. And then I put the table right next to the stove. I did the pitcher of wheat. I added 2 candlesticks there, and then I just went ahead and just stuck a pot of, to me it looks like ivy. So that's what I was going for, a little pot of ivy there on the side. I didn't use a chart for the candlesticks or the ivy, or actually the wheat. I went ahead and just stitched that freehand. Then I also put a rolling pin up here on this shelf, And then there is a coffee maker, an antique coffee maker there. So I think I'm going to do one more thing over here, and that'll be like a cheese grater. You know those? Yeah, I think I'm going to do one of those stand-up cheese graters. And now, right under the table here is where I'm going to stitch Charlie and put a dog bowl. And then that whole section will be finished.
I love the way you pulled all the blues in.
Oh, thank you.
I really like that.
And thank you, Liz, because that reminds me, I am stitching with the threads from hand-dyed fibers. Vicki Clayton was so sweet to send Liz and I the conversion pack of her fibers that goes with the center design, which is where I started first, and that is
Mary Beal?
Mary Beal's sampler wreath.
Yep.
And so I'm just continuing with those same threads throughout the entire sampler. I also went ahead and stitched my four-sided stitch. Oh, thank you, Charlie. On the way down on that side. And I went ahead and finished the diagonal here on the side and went across the bottom a little bit so that I could make sure that it was perfectly even. For me to do that, I had a few questions. How did I figure out exactly where I needed to place that? I unrolled this, and I had already stitched the center line, and then I went down both diagonals. And for me, all I did was eye it up as to what looked good, like how far out I wanted my corners to come, that kind of thing. But then for me to match the bottom, I had to do exactly what was up here. So when I unrolled this, I went ahead and counted again, and I figured out exactly how long I wanted the side stitch to be, the side row, and then I made sure that my corners, the diagonal stitches, matched up. And then I knew I was okay to start going across the bottom. That way it'll be octagonal, right? Isn't it? 8 is octagonal, okay. So that made me really happy to just kind of get that done and stop thinking about that.
The sweat stopped.
That's right. So once I get Charlie finished, oh, and by the way, thank you so much. A few of you have sent some magazine patterns of some cute doggies from, they were overseas, like Cross Stitcher and those kind of things, where they had found some doggy patterns that were from a while ago. I mean, some of them are, they've been out a while. But there is one that definitely reminds me of Charlie, and then I'll probably just kind of tweak it here and there and put his dog bowl under the table. And then I went ahead and I'm going to start coming down this side over here. And I did start with, is that his belly? Oh. I started with a design that I'm going to stitch, and that is coming from this book here. Let me go ahead and place you back over here. There's Aunt Liz. Okay.
Oh, that was a big breath.
Yes. So I am going to show you and remind you this book is called
Ultimate Sampler.
The Ultimate Sampler Motif Source Book, and it is from Brenda Keyes. This is a great book. You can get a lot of really good ideas out of that. And then, as you know, I'm just stitching whatever speaks to me, whatever kind of, parts of our life that I'm incorporating in here. So I'm just going to continue down each side and kind of, work back and forth. And Liz was describing in our other video about the Easy Guide thread. So I use that not as counting and gridding, but I have used it on this piece of fabric on either side because it keeps me in line for how far over I want to bring everything. I want to make sure that I stop exactly where I'm supposed to stop on each side because I do want to have this framed then, so I want to make sure I have enough space to get that done. Again, this is 40 count French vanilla, and it is 30 inches is how much space I have to stitch. It's like 30 by 30, so you can have any size you want. It's just this is what I chose. And you can also stitch on any count that you want.
And did you remember or
talking, I'm just gonna back
have note of what fabric that was?
Yeah, 40 count French vanilla.
French vanilla.
Yeah.
I like the
Okay, Charlie, hold on.
modeling on that.
Thank you. Let me just make sure, Liz, and double check. Liz had gotten these books. Where did you find these?
At Barnes and Noble.
Okay. So I actually did record, and I've started writing everything down in here that I'm using on my sampler. It's 40 count fabric, French vanilla, R&R.
R&R.
R&R, yeah. So the fabric is cut 30 by 30. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
funny you have that going on there. I have mine out by my chair now too.
Do ya?
Yeah, I decided I wanted to use it on my Monopoly game,
Oh.
especially because I'm changing the stitches and doing it differently.
Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
funny because I
Well, I like it because it not only has Project Tracker over here, but on the right-hand side, it's all graph paper. And it probably wasn't meant to be a stitching book,
No.
but it works great
Yes.
for a stitching book.
when
Okay,
I
Charlie,
found
heard you,
that
honey.
I was over
Yeah.
the moon about it.
Oh, yeah, it's great. Oh, look, $18.99.
Yep.
So, yes, I keep that on my table right next to me here, so I can just grab it and write something down so that I don't forget, because I will.
I think they got rid of about 8 of them right after we
Oh,
had that on our video, at least at this Barnes and Noble.
yeah.
It was funny because I showed it, and then after I showed it, you wanted one, remember? And I said I was going to be out there, I'd pick it up.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
had them put it back for me to pick it up, and then when I got there, I walked by and nope, nothing left on the shelf, and I went,
Oh.
phew,
I'm going to steal your little
goodbye,
package.
sweetheart.
Hi, babies. Hello, handsome. What do you think? Are you going to stitch one day? I had your daddy stitch a little bit. Yes, I did. And your mommy. Yes.
I have only heard
a
him be
yawn.
unhappy
A yawn.
once, and that was when he was hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is. She got really blessed. He's a pretty laid back guy.
Was McKenna?
Oh, her and Logan were easy babies.
Yeah.
Oh, piece of cake. Yeah.
Carrie was real
Yeah.
easy too.
Easy babies. Logan was a hard toddler.
Kevin-
he made up for it in his toddler years. But McKenna
Carrie
was easy.
Carrie never even cried at birth. The whole
Neither
time.
did Logan. She
And-
did. McKenna did.
Okay, they had her
did
in the
that.
incubator, and I looked over, and she was just laying there on
Doesn't
her
that worry you
side.
then? Aren't you thinking, wait, is she okay?
Yes, well, because she was C-section, so when they delivered her, I kept waiting and waiting
Yes.
and waiting, and nobody was bothered, and I'm looking at everybody, seeing if I can read anything in the room, and nothing, and then I said, is she breathing? And Dr. C said, yes, she's just taking it all in. I said, oh, good. Oh, good.
Hi, babies.
Kevin, on the other hand, born hungry.
Oh, yes.
And that crying did not stop until they brought him to me to eat the first time. He cried in the nursery.
Yes, he was very loud. Oh, he's working on something.
Uh-huh, I thought so too.
Are you working on a messy diaper for Gigi? Oh, we're so glad you're here. Yes. So this is why I haven't stitched very much.
You can't do it with your hands full.
No, no.
And there are priorities.
That's right.
But I do want to say that
right.
this montage, I want to see it. It'd be cool if next time maybe you could unroll it and show the
And I did it last
progress.
video.
Did you?
Yeah, if you want to see that, the last montage video, I did unroll it to show you from the beginning again, because it certainly has been a while. And that, again, I have questions. Does it bother you? Do you want to just finish it? No, I love the progress. I guess I'm a progress stitcher instead of, what do they call it when you want to just get something
Outcome.
stitched and get it done?
Yeah, no, we're
Not
not
that I-
outcome-based stitchers, really.
Not that I don't like to finish something, but I really just kind of, I just like the progress.
Enjoy the stitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I really do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think what I've enjoyed watching this is the colors that you bring into it and how you place them. For
Aw,
me,
thank you.
Of course, not something we'll notice when I start mine.
Oh, yes, you will.
No, I'm going to have them all picked out, and I'm going to have them. I'm just going to rotate them.
Oh, God.
gosh. I'm gonna have to have everything be one solid motif, just so I can just keep them plugged in.
If you are new and you haven't seen the way that this came about, you might want to go back and this is actually referred to as the stink bug stitch piece sometimes because God bless you. God bless you. Say it again.
Oh, darn,
more
lost the third one.
You usually have 3 or 4. Oh, what a yawn. Oh, sleepy boy. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of stories that go with this stitch.
It's somewhere up here underneath the sun.
Yes. Well, there's a couple, remember? Remember it got me a couple times.
Oh,
Sunshine was just the beginning. So,
that's right. I forgot
yeah.
about the other one.
yes, that's why I had to add the clouds
That's
later.
right. I remember the clouds now.
But, you know, it all turned out good. I'm really glad. Not that I'm glad the stink bug pooped on my piece, but I am glad as to how it made me really kind of think about changing the design and just working through the problem. So it all turned out good. There is over 1 and over 2 stitching. There's also a lot of different stitches. It's a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see it completely finished. However, I can because I just love it. It stays here. I do keep it covered now, yes. But it stays here all the time and I can just sit down, even if I only have 5 minutes, or work on it for an hour. It's just a lot of fun. So,
I don't want to make you nervous, but it just occurred to me as I'm sitting here that you know how stink bugs behave, right? They burrow in places and that would make me nervous. I think I'd have to unroll this thing like every day to make sure they had not gotten into my roll.
yeah, I'm not worried about that. I was worried
Okay.
about it getting under
Your
what
cover.
I cover it with.
Yes.
I have
But
thought of that.
Have you
Yeah.
ever gone?
But
where
you know
did
what they
I-
like? The light. So if I
Yes.
don't have this light on,
Yes.
when I'm not here stitching,
Do you remember?
I'm not
when-
even going to say it out loud because if
No.
I say it,
Yes.
they'll hear me.
Remember when my back was not, when the pain wasn't under control, and I would sit in my recliner with my light on stitching at night, and I would get dive bombed. Do you remember?
Oh, yes.
The stink bugs would just, it
Yes.
was like they'd flock to me,
They do. It's awful.
and it was my
Okay, Charlie.
magnifying light, but
Yes.
still, I would move so fast out of that chair hollering, stink bug, stink bug, stink bug,
I know.
and send Rick after him.
Yes.
We've not had many right now, so I'm
Ooh.
hoping we're
I
gonna
will
be
send
okay.
you some.
No, that's fine.
Well, we have to go because Charlie he rang the bell twice now. He's ready to go outside. So I
Yes.
have to go let him out. Mwah. Yes, we have to go let Mr. Charlie out.
And if you haven't
Okay.
gotten enough of this little guy, just keep replaying this video.
Yes. You gonna say goodbye? Oh, you're ready to fall asleep
See,
now.
I don't get enough of him.
Hi, Liz. Oh. All right, buddy. Everybody will get to see how you grow and change. I get to babysit. Yay. Okay, Charlie, I'm so sorry. He's like, wait a second. I used to be number 1. I'm coming, buddy. I'm coming. Okay. Mwah. Can you go see Aunt Liz for a minute? Yes. Okie dokie. There you go.
Thank you for joining us. Say thank you for joining
All
us.
right. As always,
Share the joy of needlework.
see ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.